I think I've talked about this stuff already, but you know what? Let's just go ahead and join this conversation, I guess. We're going to react to Scott again, and then I'm going to probably make another video later reacting to him and other people talking about Springtrap. That's another topic, though. This one, the Killer is Hard Now debate, in-depth discussion. First off, let's say, I don't know why this is a topic. Actually, I was going to make a third video. I don't think it was going to be reacting to Scott, but it seems like, I'm not going to say it seems like, this has kind of always been the case. The Dead by Daylight community, particularly the content creators, seem so starved for what to even talk about. And this seems like another case of that. The conversation itself is fine. The conversation itself seems like someone who's not too familiar with the game is like, is it just me, or is it a little harder than I feel like it was a few months ago? That's what it feels like. Maybe that's not true. Maybe the people who really are coming up with this have been playing since day one, but I don't think so. This feels like you could go onto the forums and grab a random thread by a random nobody, and they have no idea what they're talking about, and now the whole community is talking about it for some reason. And that reason is because nobody has anything to talk about. So we're grabbing one stupid, irrelevant thing somebody said somewhere, and we're latching onto it and say, let's talk it out. It's literally like, okay, I could go to the Marvel Rivals forum, click on this, the Jeff rework. Yeah, I feel like he even says I'm beating a dead horse, blah, 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 blah. And now the whole community is going to fucking talk about it because it's just a random thing. That's what it feels like. Anyway, fuck it, let's talk about it. So I do think this is like a no, it's in your head situation. But here we go.
Because people are not able to disconnect anymore. They're not able to, well, they can still disconnect. See, like, I'm still having people disconnect the exact same amount that I would people kill themselves, but...
Yes, thank you. All right, so I agree. All right, so Scott's going through, like, the different claims that people are making who say Killer is harder now. Claim one, less people giving up means more people are playing it out. So all those games that would be throwaways because everyone quit are now actually played out, which means you're going to lose more often because it's less freebies. Sounds good on paper. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't have less people giving up. The fuck was she doing there? The fuck was that? I don't understand. Why give up? What the fuck, dude? How are people saying that? Like, this keeps happening. This keeps happening. Why are people saying, oh, games are harder for Killer because survivors aren't quitting anymore because of the penalty? Like, what are you talking about? What are you fucking talking about? Whether it's straight up disconnecting, which I'm seeing a lot still, or just people running into the Killer and crashing into him, hoping that he downs them and puts them on a hook so they can get out of it and go next. You know, this is still happening. So, yeah, claim one, dismissed.
The whole point is people are less likely to give up now because the
yeah, I'm just going to go to 2.
The game is a bit...
Shut up. Where's 2? Because we don't need to hear 1 anymore. We debunked it.
Next, let's go over the whole healing thing. People have said that healing has gotten a lot better. The changes made to some healing perks have made healing unbearable because...
I did pre-watch this claim as well. I didn't say anything after that.
People are spending less time healing, more time on gens, thus games go faster, thus games are harder. Logic makes sense, except the changes to the perks really didn't do that much at all. So
fucking thank you. I clapped when I first heard it. When I first heard him say this the first time I watched this. Yes, correct. And he says it himself, like, what happened? Botany knowledge no longer has the inefficiency for medkits, and desperate measures got like a little bit of a buff to the numbers. That's kind of it. And here's the other thing too. So even though healing is pretty much the same, it wasn't massively buffed, but this is a testament to how people are. If something goes from 45% increased heal speed to 50% increased heal speed, they go, oh my god, it was buffed, you have to run it in every game. Oh my god, I lost, it's because this perk was buffed. People go crazy with buffs and nerfs. You know how many times, I mean, I played World of Warcraft for I don't know, decades or something like that. And every time it's like, oh, Mortal Strike deals 5% less damage. People lose their minds. It's like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, people are actually insane. People are actually insane when it comes to buffs and nerfs in games. And it's like, this is the case in point, right? Thank you, Scott. Correct. They were barely changed. Yes, they were all technically buffed. Not by much. Not so much where it would be before it happened, healing is whatever, and then after it happened, oh, it's the big healing meta. Like, people don't understand. It's kind of like, here, I'm going to show you an example. All right. DBD's most underrated perk got buffed by Aaron.
Why'd you kill? Light-footed just received a very nice buff. I've always thought this is one of the most underrated perks in the game.
I agree with him.
And if you're wondering what the buff was, they made the cooldown half as long, meaning
this doesn't do anything. This guy, I didn't watch all of his video. I got to like halfway, like 12, 13 minutes in. He makes this video saying that so light-footed makes it so that when you run, you don't make any footstep sounds if you're healthy. And if you fast vault something, it's deactivated for 20 seconds. Now it's 10 seconds. That doesn't matter. That has never come up. And in this entire video, there's not a situation where he makes this whole video where he showcases light-footed doing things. But in that whole video, nothing ever happened because of the reduced cooldown. You know what I mean? Like, he never used light-footed and then vaulted, and then it was put on cooldown, and then by the time it came back up, he utilized light-footed again. That never happened. So it's like, it's exactly what we're talking about. It's like people go crazy over nerfs and buffs, and he makes a 26 fucking minute video saying, look what light-footed can do now, but it's doing the same fucking thing that it always did. It's just, it blew my, like, and people eat this shit up. Because this community is fucking stupid. Like, this community is absolutely fucking stupid. They eat this shit up. So, back to the healing, the perks. Yeah, alright. But I also, that's how that is related. But I also want to say, healing needs to be, alright, healing needs to be good. You need to be able to have a build where healing is really strong. Not only that, but it probably just needs to be even better than what we have. I would really like a perk that's better than Leader. Leader does like a bunch of things to your allies that are nearby. How about just a perk it narrows it down to just healing, like teammates heal you 50% faster, something like that. Like, give them botany knowledge. I would love that, because I can run botany and desperate measures in the same build all day, but if I'm injured and the other person is just running a bunch of bullshit, it's going to take, forever to heal me. And Leader is nothing. And I'm not talking about when I'm unhooked. Resurgence is really good, but the situation that I have in my head, which is why healing probably needs to be even better, is because, everyone says a healing meta. What we have right now is an injury meta. Who am I talking about? Ghoul. Ghoul takes 1 second to injure you with a deep wound from across the fucking map. And how many ghouls play that hit and run? Because their ability's on like a 10-second cooldown, right? It takes you, 8 seconds to get rid of a mend anyway, and now you want to heal. And you have to heal against Ghoul, because if Ghoul sees you and you're injured already and they have their ability cooldown, they just zip up to you, cancel power immediately, and then M1 you, and you're down because you were injured. So Ghoul is a huge problem. We know that. We know Ghoul is ridiculous. Ghoul, I call Ghoul the accessibility character, because that character is so easy. You can have no arms, and I think that character was made so that armless people can still do well in Dead by Daylight, and that's great. good for accessibility, but if you have both your arms, you probably have no business playing Ghoul. But anyway, side rant. And I've already made that rant in my longer video. Anyway, Ghoul has an injury meta, and Ghoul is maybe 50% of your games or more if you're playing as Survivor. So we need a strong healing meta to counteract the injury meta. We can't have Ghouls zip up to you and deep wound you and then run off, fuck off, and protect their 3-gen and wait until they can use their power on the next healthy guy. Because that takes 1 second for Ghoul. It takes us 8 and then 16 for two people occupying 16 seconds for the heal. You know, it's like, it's too much. It's so easy for Ghoul to just pink, you're deep wounded, pink, you're deep wounded, pink, you're deep wounded. And we had to sit there and take time off of our gen work to fucking, I gotta heal, you get deep wound, you know, you gotta do all this shit, pink, deep wound, deep wound, you know, it's stupid. It's completely fucking asinine. And if you don't do that, then you just die the next time Ghoul sees you. And this is the problem. It's like, so we need to be strong enough to fight against Ghoul's bullshit. But then, so what does like Ghostface do? And so we, once again, tale as old as time, for 9 years we had the same problem because this company does nothing with their time or money that we give them. We have the same problem. The good killers are up here and survivors are nerfed and buffed accordingly. But all the killers down below, they just get left in the dust. The survivors are up here with the, balanced around being able to fight Nurse and Blight. And it's like, the fuck does Ghostface do? You know? Pig, Doctor, I could just keep, when was the last time you saw any of those killers? Like, I've been playing since the FNAF patch. I haven't seen a single Ghostface. I haven't seen a single, like, a good, healthy handful of killers. And some other killers I've only seen one time. I only saw one Xenomorph, and Xenomorph is insanely good. And it's like, I've only seen one, and there's just no time. Why be Xenomorph? Be fucking Ghoul. Ghoul is in every fucking game. It's just, and that's after, I haven't even seen Ghoul before the nerfs. I've only seen Ghoul after the nerfs. I can't even imagine being a company that makes money at all, and you made a character that was stronger than what Ghoul is right now. That's insane. Going off side rants here. This was supposed to be a quick fucking 1, 2, 3 video. Anyway.
So let's actually specifically go over what people are complaining about, like botany knowledge and desperate measures and things like that.
Yeah.
So botany knowledge heals the exact same speed. The only change that happened here is you don't have a 20% penalty on medkit efficiency. So this means before you could do this exact same build.
Yeah, he's saying what I'm saying. Yeah, and I did pre-watch it, but that's what I've been preaching anyway. We just are literally on the same page. All right. No, I have not seen any of this. Everything I even just skipped over. All right, here we go.
Cannot adapt to it. I guess that's the point I want to hone in on.
Well, I don't care.
Now, next, there is another.
All right, what is? I don't even know what it is yet.
Up that has just blown my mind.
I can't even imagine.
People are trying to say
all right, what do we got?
That the spawn changes have made killer harder.
Do you know how many games I've played where I've spawned in terror radius? I've spawned in terror radius. And keep in mind, like, every killer runs lethal. I have practically spawned in chase in so many of my games. What a fucking crazy thing to say. And survivors are spawning next to each other now. That's better for the killer, because now you lethal pursuer up to them, you're pushing away 4 people, you're just making them scatter. What I tell you, this is just a random thread that was on like the Reddit forums that probably had like 4 views, and for some reason the community grabbed it and said, let's talk about this. This isn't Killer is Harder now. This isn't Killer is Harder now. And don't get me wrong, killer against, like, a killer that isn't a bullshit killer, like a mid to low, and when I say mid, I don't mean Springtrap mid like people are trying to say. Springtrap is top of A tier. Like, and that'll be my next video. Springtrap is the top of 8. He's the 3rd best killer. Nurse, Blight, Springtrap. Shut the fuck up. If you have any other opinion, you're fucking wrong. Unless you want to interchange those 3, then that's fine. But when I say mid, I mean like Myers. And Myers has like things that are good about him. But like, there's such a big roster of killers that just don't make it. And it's like Myers is probably like in the middle, and then of the entire roster of killers, and then like there's so many killers underneath them. Maybe even not. Maybe Myers might be a little bit lower than that too. But I don't care. Anyway, anyway, it's probably yeah. So the game is hard. I don't think it's harder. It might even be easier right now, especially if you want to camp and tunnel. Let's just shut the fuck up and be honest. Camping and tunneling is bullshit, and you can win a lot more games than you should by doing that. So anyway, the game is still hard for like the lower tier killers because you actually have to play the game, and at the core the game is slanted or slighted against you as a killer. If you are a killer that has to actually respect pallets and windows, and by respect I mean like you can't just bypass them or ignore them by throwing an axe or teleporting to the other side of them. If you're a killer that can't do those things, then you are a slave to pallets and windows, and the game is really hard for you because it's really in favor of survivor. That is 1,000,000% true. But then we have this atmosphere in this game, or whatever the word is. People aren't playing those killers. People are only playing killers that can bypass windows and pallets. And I don't blame them as someone who has Ghostface as my 4th most played killer. Pig is my most played killer. It doesn't matter. You get the point. The point is no one's even fucking playing these killers anymore. Like I said, I haven't seen a Ghostface this entire time I've reinstalled the game for the FNAF patch. I think I saw one pig. You don't see these killers anymore, and there's a reason. So you try to have these discussions, by the way, of who's stronger, killer or survivor, is killer harder now, blah blah. You try to have these discussions, but the game is so inconsistent. Whether it's you're playing Nurse versus you're playing Ghostface, that entire disparity, which by the way, like Ghostface compared to like a mid-tier killer is night and day. So you have that. And then on Survivor side, you have gens might take 90 seconds, or fuck it, all 4 people brought a fucking insane toolbox. Gens take 40 seconds each. That's an insane disparity too. And it's like, this game needs to be fucking normalized. Just bring the top to the middle, bring the bottom to the middle, do it on both sides. Like, it's not hard. It's really not hard. And you might even say that it's hard, but this company has done nothing for 9 years. For 9 years, nothing. We still have the black hole effect when someone gets hooked or a generator, so we can't see shit. What is Kindred? I can't see shit. I can't see anything. Like, you have to run open-handed with Kindred, because if you don't, you won't see what's going on. Like, it's just crazy. Like, 9 years. This is 9 years, by the way. Like, remember, never forget, 9 years. Every time you have a problem with this game, remember, 9 years. They had 9 years to do something about it. What did they do? Nothing. Anyway. Let's see what Scott has to say.
Survivors spawning together. So,
all right, I respect the MS Paint. You know, anyone who's watched me knows that I do this too. You know what's funny? Like, I give Scott a lot of shit. We're usually on the same page. Yeah, who cares?
You really only have to look at kind of like 3 generators. So your overall route would just be to walk this way.
Although if you're a real killer, you just patrol this middle gen and then either 3 of these bottom ones or 3 of these top ones, because that's the game right now. You just patrol fucking, you ignore, some art team made this whole entire map, but the whole game only happens in fucking 15% of the map. What a shame.
It's not supposed to be happening anymore.
I kind of do not give a fuck about this.
They just learn the game and try to find survivors.
Does he have
as possible again.
4? Is there a
So
4? Claim 4?
Or I'm sorry, it starts.
There's no claim 4?
Like, guys, this is how the game has worked for 9 years. About half the time.
Case in point. This game has not changed for better or for worse and everything in between for 9 fucking years. Like, what are we fucking talking about with any of this? With anything? This game is so shitty.
But that would happen all the time. Mysteriously wasn't an issue for 9 years, and now suddenly it just is an issue now.
Yes, because they grabbed the thread. They grabbed the random thread on the random forums and let's talk about this now. Like, this is what this community does because they're starved. They're fucking withering and dying, trying to figure out what to talk about. That's why you have fucking Aunts making videos for however many years he's been doing it. Where my perks are randomized. Like, no one cares about that. I'm sorry, Aunts. I love you, man, but no one fucking cares about that. I'm sure a lot of people say, oh, I do. But no, you don't. Let's be honest. No one fucking cares about that. Like, like this community has been starved for so long. And I don't even think this community needs to be starved. Just play the fucking game. You don't always need to talk about something. There doesn't always need to be something that changes, you know? Just enjoy the game. I mean, obviously you want to like improve the game. Yes, but like you don't always need something to fucking talk about. Like I don't know.